Tucked deep beneath stormy waters and surrounded by wreckage, Wario Shipyard stands as one of the most haunting atmospheric tracks in the Mario Kart series. First introduced in Mario Kart 7 on the Nintendo 3DS, this eerie course sends players diving into the depths of a sunken pirate galleon, complete with collapsing walkways, rusted scaffolding, and of course looming wrecks lost to the sea. Racers weave between lanterns, barrels, and even launch through dimly lit corridors, and then of course thread their way across waterlogged planks just as fishbones and sidesteppers patrol the depths. After a one-off return in Mario Kart Tour, the shipyard is resurfacing once again, this time in Mario Kart World for the Nintendo Switch 2. And spoiler alert, it's never looked more cursed in its life. While the original had players plunging beneath the waves, navigating underwater tunnels and submerged ruins, this new version keeps racers on the surface, really transforming the track into a storm-battered ghost ship just to drift in a sea of wreckage. Every section is now dripped with tension and decay. Hey everyone, I'm Swiftjar, and welcome back to the series where we overanalyze your favorite tracks and of course break down everything new, weird, and of course wonderful. Today, we're diving into the deep with Wario Shipyard, and joining me is the legendary Radio Mike, who is just as obsessed with this track's ghostly glow-up as I am. We'll look at what made Wario Shipyard such a standout in its original debut, break down all the changes and additions it's seen across each version, hear Radio Mike's thoughts on its murky makeover, and explore what makes this Mario Kart World's version feel like a full-on haunted wreck. As always, timestamps are down below if you'd like to jump to a specific section. And before we do get started, just be aware that I am giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 in this channel, and a copy of Mario Kart World as well. And the only thing that you need to do to be part of that giveaway is just be subscribed to this channel. You also get an extra entry if you follow me on Twitter and are in the Swift Cafe Discord as well. But that's enough yapping, let's get into the video. Wario Shipyard, or Wario's Galleon depending on where you live, was first introduced as the second course of the Star Cup in Mario Kart 7. Set against the backdrop of a storm-tossed sea with stormy weather, this track takes players in and out of the water, but is primarily water-based. Racers need to navigate through a variety of hazards including swaying anchors, side stepples that shuffle across the course, pipes blowing air out at you, mud splotches, fish bones, and even a massive dry bone skull that you need to race through by entering its mouth. The track starts on a stone brick path on the shipyard, leading into a short straightaway before making a left-right combo onto a narrow Konami road. A Konami road then leads upward towards a trick ramp, just where players can soar through the air before reaching the decision point of a right turn. These routes merge as the track snakes into a right turn leading through a tunnel beneath a colossal dry bone skull. Once through the tunnel, racers will need to contend with a stretch of air-blowing pipes. The lack of guardrails on the left side really makes this part particularly harder, just with the risk of plunging into the water if you're not careful. Racers then enter the giant shipwreck, where they can choose two different paths, one to the left or one to the right. Both eventually lead to the exact same place. After climbing up through the wreck, the front section of the ship is crawling with sidesteppers. As you exit the ship, you then launch through the front cannon. And of course, this is the gliding section. Here you'll face some swinging anchors, each one slowing you down if you're not careful. Following this, you then have two separate paths that emerge, one with dash panels and the other one without them. These paths just merge together before the final right turn that of course leads to the finish line. It's even got a nice little shortcut right by the end that you can jump over and then just save some time by cutting space. Wario Shipyard then made its classic course debut in Mario Kart Tour during the Wario vs Waluigi Tour, and it has a few small takes on the beloved track, though a lot of the charm from Mario Kart 7 is still present here. Let's start with my favorite part, the starting line banner. It looks practically identical to the original. Another change is when you race down the track. The giant fishbone skull which you now go through just has a few extra details. It almost looks like it's got some sort of windows for eyes now, so maybe there's something up there, I don't know. Another small change in this course now is just all the arrow signs and all the other advertising signs that are around the place. These of course are now slightly different in placement, and also they have the Mario Kart Tour style. The seaweed beneath the water has also been now given a glowing, kind of like more mystical look, I guess. Of course, replacing the more realistic, darker design from the original. I actually prefer the original version here, as it made it just feel a little bit more haunting. Another significant change comes with the artwork of Bull Wario, which now appears at the entrance of the sunken ship instead of at the exit. Additionally, there's no longer lightning in the sky now too, and I actually really missed that from the original. As for the track layout, A few elements have now been streamlined or just removed. The corner shortcut on the right side near the end is now gone, and the muddy patch before the gliding section from the shipwreck is no longer present. The anchors now also swing slightly faster than before, making them a little bit more trickier to avoid. The blowback from the giant jet pipe now allows players to form a jump boost, which is kinda nice. This track is also a lot more easy this time around, just because in Mario Kart Tour you can't fall off the track at any point, but I won't get too mad at it for that. This track also comes with a reverse variant, a trick variant, and also a reverse trick variant as well, which is also nice to just explore this track in different ways. All in all, Wario Shipyard and Mario Kart Tour is honestly a really solid rendition of the classic course. While I slightly do prefer the original for its darker, stormier, and more realistic atmosphere, this version adapts really well to the mobile format. As mentioned, Wario Shipyard is making a return in Mario Kart World as the final course of the Star Cup. And I have to say this, I reckon this is my favorite retro track makeover in the entire game we've seen so far. But before I dive too deep into why I'm obsessed with this new version, let me hand things over to my good mate Radio Mike, who's actually equally thrilled about this comeback.
Thanks Swiftjar for the invite. I'm stoked to be part of this. Let's talk Wario's Shipyard. You know what I really like about this stage is that it's kind of like the chaos of Wario, the character, epitomized in a Mario Kart track. Like, you're driving underwater at times, you're going on an abandoned shipwreck. Like, what has Wario been getting up to? What has this guy been doing that he has a shipwreck in the middle of the ocean? This stage has a little bit of eeriness to it with the whole shipwreck angle. There's like anchors swinging from side to side as obstacles. But that eeriness is all evened out because then you see those little red crabs that waddle from side to side and actually remind me of the singing crab from The Little Mermaid who sings Under the Sea. Now that would be a great song choice for this level. Speaking of music, I also love how the music on this stage actually uses parts of the Wario Land soundtrack. In Mario Kart World, instead of submerging under the water, it looks like you're driving over it, which is awesome. Kind of adds like a new dimension to the stage. And I also think it really showcases how far the visuals have come. Like, look how glorious the ripples in the water look while you're going through this level in Mario Kart World compared to Mario Kart 7. It looks leaps and bounds better. And to be honest, I feel like Wario stages are notorious in Mario Kart games, starting from Wario Stadium in Mario Kart 64. Honestly, anything Wario and I'm there.
Thanks so much, Mike. I absolutely love the work you're doing here in Australia. You're an absolute legend. Right, let's get into all the changes. I have to start with the atmosphere, because this is incredible. The whole track now feels like you're actually racing through a haunted ghost ship. The lighting is moody with flickering torches that light up, some even casting a ghostly blue glow as well, and during gameplay, the dark rainy skies really add to that atmospheric vibe. It's basically just a creepy, isolated kind of land now. And it also feels like a cave in some sections too. Another major change is the fact that you're now driving on top of the water rather than underneath it like in previous version. This is because this game doesn't have underwater driving now, which actually makes this course feel a whole lot more eerie. You can see waves just rocking beneath you, and as you move into the tight corridors lit with dim blue lanterns, it all feels really unsettling, but just in the best way. Even when you fall through the cracks now, you actually plunge into the ocean below and you can see it. You can even see some of the visible shipwreck too when this happens. So there's no more just plain black screen when you have this. Geographically, Wario Shipyard is located in the ocean on the eastern side of the world, just south of the snowy region and north of the jungle. Let's have a look at the starting line banner now, which has received a complete overhaul. The new look leans heavily into a pirate or haunted dockyard theme. The red banner is tattered and weathered with sharp yellow Mario Kart text across it. It's also held up by wooden beams with ropes wrapped around them, hanging lanterns, flaming torches, and even anchors on the pillars. There's even a fiery centerpiece on the top as well. It's pretty dramatic if you ask me. The starting platform also now resembles a wooden deck or boardwalk. Gone are the old purple and yellow barriers around the course too, along with the entire color scheme from the original. This feels like an actual pirate shipyard now. On the left hand side, you will now find some small advertising signs and a little boat filled with Shy Guys. There are also torches on either side of the track, and the left edge now has a fall off area. It is unclear if it does lead into a hidden path below. The right hand side also features grind rails and paratrooper spectators, and further ahead, you'll even see the glowing Mario Kart World arrow signs with lanterns guiding you to the left. Interestingly though, the background shits from the original appear to be gone. just replaced with drivable terrain that you probably will be able to explore in the free roam area. The addition of palm trees as well really just ties this entire theme together. This entire section just reminds me of Shipwreck Cove from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I really like this. As you take the first corner now, the track surface changes to a more solid floor, just with some greater sections as well. That old castle-like building in the background as well now looks like it's abandoned and wooden, and it's also dimly lit and just weathered. The underwater section here, while kind of underwater, is also gone, and it's replaced with some drainage areas with water that you can actually drive on. Then a dash panel then launches you downwards through the swinging lanterns, which just looks really cool. The castle's left wing here is now completely gone, and it's replaced by a sandy path just filled with torches. It also looks like you can actually drive over there during the free roam. On the right hand side, a few little sandy shortcuts have been added, and in the background, the Wario flags are no longer there anymore. They've just been replaced with some simple red banners, and of course some more torches. All former underwater sections are now also above water, just with boost ramps that are still present, but they're just more strategically placed. It still maintains that split path design, so it's still encouraging that choice. The Wario flags around here as well have also been swapped out for empty cages, and the course walls look much more realistic and gritty. A pretty standout change to me as well was the Fishbone's entrance is now Pirate Wario. He even has an eye that glows with a nice blue flame, and inside his mouth, it's all just completely lit up with the lights now. I also really like how all the wave physics just allows you to do tricks as well here now. It's pretty dope. As you exit this, the view then opens up to a wide ocean, just with those orange buoys glowing in the water. Overhead, there's a lot of chains and lanterns, which kind of suggests to me these might be grindable like the rails. All the formerly green pipes that used to just blow the water out are unfortunately no longer active because they're not underwater anymore, and they're actually grayed out, so it's cool that they're still there. And of course, because this isn't underwater now, this means that the fish bones are gone. On the left wall as well, there's a new grind path with an item box that's been added. The seaweed from the original has also been replaced with blue lit torches, which again makes sense because we're no longer underwater. This entire section also feels a lot more wider, with a lot more palm trees as well, which makes sense as there's 24 races now. The pipe that you also jump over is actually gone now. You just drive through this section normally. After where that pipe normally was, the course then opens up again. The shipwreck above is much larger now, and you might even be able to drive on the right one and maybe trick with the grindable like mast of the ship. Barrels and crates also now float in the water, and there's a detailed sand bed on the left. I really love the anchor here as well that's swinging. This is now just like lit up in blue flames, and it looks really cool. Everything here just feels so much more alive. When going through the actual ship itself, on the left hand side, grind rails have actually been added, and yes, you can actually fall off the ship again. The underwater segment before the cannon is also now gone, but now the surrounding area is just beautifully lit, just with the glowing windows and all the blue lighting. The Wario Viking emblem has also been removed, and the old off-road section is now just a sandbed. The side steppers here are also now gone. Also, I did notice that the angle of the ship has also been drastically reduced, almost to the point of it now being level, which is interesting. There also appears to be a new top path that can be seen, and it has an item box up there too, so that's nice. The cannon section is also no longer a gliding segment either, and all the floating anchors are of course now gone because of this. Instead, you can now grind up a left-hand log path as a mast, just with some elevation, and there's also another one that you can go for an extra trick as well. I can't wait to do that. It's just a whole lot more visually cleaner. There's no flags, it's just eerie lighting and those grey pipes, and it's all surrounded by a bit of water. The final bend actually remains pretty familiar, and yes, the iconic shortcut gap jump is back again baby, which I couldn't be happier about. At the end of the day, in my personal opinion, Mario Kart World's Wario Shipyard absolutely nails it. It keeps the heart of the original intact, while just transforming it into something that I think is way better. The pacing, the style, the tone, it's all just there, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But that has been all the changes that I was able to spot in Wario Shipyard. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below of the track itself, and of course if you noticed any other changes that I missed. I'll be sure to update the pinned comment with any other facts. A massive shout out also goes to everyone in the Swift Cafe Discord just for helping point out a lot of these details. It would be greatly appreciated if you could leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, as it really helps out the channel out a lot. And let me know what track you want to see next, and also what guests you want to see as well. But until next time, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!